We don't have a lot of time because I know you're all going down with us to chill a coffee.
Yes,
you all
for
go
our
on
great,
the road to see how we interact with the real people.
I like your belt.
Thank you.
You know, I have one of those kind of belts.
Yeah?
Did your daughters make it?
No, they made it to Kenya. Or as Barton wrote, Kenya. See you, Nick.
Governor, you talked about Senate Bill 5 briefly before the people in there. Do the people in this room have a stake in the outcome of that? Should they?
Well, I think every Ohioan does. I mean, it's a matter of being able to be in a position of where we can control our costs. If communities, and look, we have a perfect example of this up in the community effect Brooklyn, affecting American Greetings. There are other communities now beginning to bid for American Greetings headquarters because of high costs. Now, the reason why American Greetings was concerned, when what I've read and what I've heard, is because the city of Brooklyn just raised their taxes on them. And they were not concerned about the impact on American Greetings. American Greetings is shopping its business. So the inability to control costs is very, very serious. Up in Toledo, the mayor is begging for the tools to control costs. Up in Toledo, just finished a contract and they're back in the briar patch again. So, yeah, I think every Ohioan has a stake, and I think every Ohioan really likes to see our government workers judged on the basis of their performance. I mean, I think they like that idea. I think they like our teachers being paid more money, but based on their performance. I mean, I think, yes, I think this is important for the whole state.
Should they contribute financially to defend the law?
I was wondering if you have a reaction to the possible government shutdown and maybe a message for Ohioans.
Well, we met on it this morning, the cabinet. We're doing preparations in case there is a government shutdown. You know, I'm not in Washington. All we can do is prepare. It's affected our National Guard, the ability to bring some families and things together that they were excited about. Some training will continue, but we're prepared for it, and we had an extensive briefing this morning to the cabinet about things that they might do to prepare. And as to whether it's going to happen or not, I don't want to guess. I don't want to predict. I would expect that if there was a shutdown, it would not be long. But you know, I was in Washington for 2 separate shutdowns, and so hopefully they'll work it out. But you know, a lot of big issues. You have a $13–14 trillion deficit that's mortgaging our children's future. Think about that, 13 or 14 trillion, and they can't seem to reach agreement on savings. And they got to start getting these things fixed, because it's going to shake the financial markets.
What were you telling your cabinet about the shutdown and how to prepare for it?
Well, we had Wayne Struble brief them on all the stuff that they need to know. They can draw some money down, you know, be prepared in case this does happen. I mean, it's we just want to be prepared for things, contingencies like this. Okay?
You mentioned JobsOhio is up and running.
Yeah.
Do you expect Mark to be the executive director?
No, that hasn't been determined yet, and we haven't really even discussed it. We wouldn't want to have a chief investment officer, but whether it's Mark or not, we haven't really talked about that.
Governor, you mentioned public-private partnerships in your speech. Some of the opponents of this are concerned about the state having too much authority to approve the projects, that there not be enough local control or local input. I mean, is this going to be an issue that affects the success?
Oh, I think, you know, look, again, with the public-private partnerships, these are all represent change. And no, I think, you know, like with the transportation bill, everybody at the end of the day was comfortable. We're going to have all this eminent domain, and, you know, people are going to be disrupted. We'll be able to work through that. You know, the other things we think about are, you know, like with the JobsOhio, I mean, it's important we get that through, but this is not just, you know, top down, it'll be bottom up as well. I think we'll be fine. Okay?
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.